presence, in terms of love, in terms of sex. It's just been one of those nights, hasn't it? But yes, I think the message rings true that Christmas, it's not about the shopping, it's not about the lights and the tints and all that crap. It's literally just about having some time off to enjoy spending time with the people that you love. So hopefully I've done that tonight and given you a couple of hours madness of me freaking out. So until next time, everyone, thank you for watching. Good night.
Whataburger, please print back the... Shortly after the live stream was discovered to be fake, damning CCTV evidence was found, and on January the 31st, Stephen was rearrested for Natalie's murder. The CCTV footage in question captured a figure at 7:09 p.m. on December the 18th. The footage shows a tall man navigating his way towards a bus stop located at Kingsway in Dunmurry, a notable distance of 2 miles from Stephen's home in Lisbon. The individual, shrouded in a large hood and scarf that was concealing his face, embarked on a journey to Lurgan, where Natalie lived, aboard the bus. As he attempted to pay the fare with cash, a mishap occurred. The coins tumbled to the floor, and the man bent down in an effort to try and retrieve them. Because he was wearing gloves, he couldn't pick them up. So, he removed one of the black gloves, and underneath, you can see a pair of yellow latex gloves. This man was wearing 2 pairs of gloves, showing that he was forensically aware. The man's physical stature and the manner of walking bore a striking resemblance to Stephen, and Stephen was clearly trying to conceal his fingerprints. Further CCTV footage tracked this man from the bus, entering Silverwood Green, where Natalie lived, at 8:52 p.m. This same person can then be seen departing the scene around 40 minutes later at 9:31 p.m. with a dark backpack, dressed in a different set of clothes. CCTV then captures the man hailing a taxi outside a pub that was initially waiting for another person. He got in the car and claimed that his mother was ill and that he needed to go to another destination. This man directed the taxi towards Lisbon and towards Stephen's address. This taxi driver later positively identified Stephen as his passenger in a Viper police lineup. This accumulation of evidence led to Stephen being formally charged with murder in the early hours of February the 2nd. One of the prosecuting lawyers described how every moment of this entire thing had been carefully thought through, and it's only due to painstaking police work and sophisticated cyber evidence that he hasn't got away with it. To make this crime even worse, between the times of being arrested and then released and then rearrested, Stephen visited Natalie's family to find out if they were onto him. He went over to see how they were doing and set up his phone to record. Well, Stephen forgot about his phone on record and had to come back later in the evening to retrieve it. Natalie's parents even allowed Stephen to spend 20 minutes alone with her body on Christmas night, believing him to be the grieving partner and not the person who had killed their daughter. So, why did he allegedly do this, you wonder? Some people believe that Stephen didn't want the baby and that he wanted out, while others believe that he did this to stop Natalie leaving him, as police did discover sexualized messages to an ex on Natalie's phone, giving a supposed catalyst for her killing. Upon forensic review, it was also found that Stephen unlocked Natalie's phone 9 times on the night before her death. It's assumed that he was checking who she was talking to, but didn't send any messages. Stephen's been in prison since his arrest. He did later admit to pre-recording the livestream, but did not admit to murder. When Stephen appeared at Belfast Crown Court on Friday the 12th of January 2024, the pre-recorded livestream became the key piece of evidence that unravelled his alibi. When the judge asked how he pleaded to the murder charge, he replied, "Not guilty." In court, his defence lawyer argued that the video pre-recorded as a fail-safe to get more viewers attracted to live content. But this doesn't really add up because, number one, he's not streaming over a year, and number two, why would you live stream and pretend to be live? And it doesn't make any sense. His lawyer added that there were no hints or reference within the live stream, and that these comments were a tragic coincidence. The judge scheduled his trial for September of 2024. Stephen was then handcuffed and led from the dock by the prison staff, and as he did so, he kept his face to the ground, refusing to even acknowledge Natalie's family or friends as he walked past them into custody.
In the gaps, they practice this, and when the game comes, they make the play perfectly. Gone runner at first. Down the left, runner on the go. Hit high in the air. There it goes.
I say this in my videos quite often, but life can be taken in an instant. It can be snatched away when you least expect it, on a day where you least expect it. Sadly, this tragic story is a perfect example of that. With that in mind, this footage was recorded on September the 27th, 2024, in the capital of Georgia, Tbilisi. On the night of September the 27th, 24-year-old Irina Glazunova was out with her friend in town, sharing a few drinks and having fun. This is when she decided that she'd record a TikTok video for her social media. The haunting footage starts, and it shows 24-year-old Irina confidently dancing to the Russian boy band Hunger Boys song, For the Last Time. The name being an eerie coincidence, foreshadowing what was about to happen. All on video, Irina can be seen looking at the phone, walking down the street without actually looking where she was going. She was singing and having a good time. The phone is passed to her friend and then back again. Unfortunately, as she is recording her friend, she captures her shocked reaction as Irina stumbled headfirst over a small wall into an underground metro overpass entrance, falling head first.
And it's fouled away. On the line, base hit. So they get a man aboard with a one-out single. Well, Siggy, he is locked in there.
Irina's panic screams can be briefly heard in the clip before it cuts to black. Sadly, Irina had fallen headfirst down this hole and tumbled all the way to the bottom. Her friend immediately dialed emergency services, and despite them rushing her to hospital, unfortunately nothing could be done to save her life, and she died later that day due to severe head injuries and a broken neck. Social media users have expressed their absolute shock at this tragedy, with several commenting on the safety of the entrance to the underground station. All they have is around a 2 to 3 feet wall on the ground, which surely just going to trip anyone who's not looking where they're going. And in this case, this is exactly what happened. In the UK, there will be a barrier to stop people from falling in, not just a tiny wall that actually trips users into their death. It's wild that it's allowed to be built like this in the first place. At the bottom of the stairs in Tbilisi, where the tragic incident took place, locals laid flowers to pay respects to Irina.
That's out to center field. Pulls it down and he makes the catch. And that is the inning. Cubs wind up
But
leaving the
next time you decide to record a TikTok in public, look where you're going, because this was needlessly tragic.
Here they issue the intentional walk, and that'll set up the first play at any rate. So 2 down, and up next for Chicago.
Imagine a night that was supposed to be the start of something new between two young people. A first date. There's butterflies in your tummies. Both of you are unsure if this person's going to be the one or going to be just another first date. It's supposed to be all lovey-dovey. You never expect that on your first date that you'd experience horror, despair, and ultimately tragedy. But unfortunately, in this case, this is precisely what happened. 24-year-old Luis Fernando Cavalos and 27-year-old Alexis Rodriguez met online and decided to finally meet in person for a first date.